How does a narcissist feel about sex? How do they feel about intimacy? And more importantly, how do you feel about sex with a narcissist? And the reason I wanted to make this video is because about a month ago or so, I made a video where I talked about the narcissist withholding sex, stopping sex for whatever reason. And we'll know that this is all very much about control, but there are other reasons why they do this. And I wanted to talk today about how they feel about sex, what sex means to them. I'm basing this in my own experience and my own opinion and conversations that I had with the narcissist in my life. And it's quite interesting because he was very honest about it. I think once he knew I knew who he was, he just couldn't hide it any longer. So those conversations were actually quite productive in the sense that I just got an answer to the questions that I was asking myself for real, in real time. But before I go any further, I just wanted to say hi. My name is Vanessa, and apologies about the nasal vocals today. I have allergy and it's just kicking in massively today. So yeah, apologies for that. Hope you can hear me clearly. So I will start by saying that the narcissist does not feel or see sex the same way as you do. And that's bottom line. Sex, for the most part, is about connecting with someone, connecting in a deeper level, bonding together with someone. You have to have the attraction, obviously, and you have to like that person and you have to be in love with them to some degree to find that connection. Women, more than men, tend to connect through sex a lot more than men do. That's just, the nature of the beast. But a narcissist doesn't view sex as a way of connecting with anyone. They see it as a means to an end, as a way of controlling and gaining fuel. Because they cannot connect with themselves, they cannot connect with you. So for the most part, sex is very robotic, disconnected. And at the beginning, you can bypass this if you just met this person and you're really attracted to them and you really fancy them and you think that you're punching above your weight. You might view sex with the narcissist as an amazing experience. Why? Because you got that person that you really fancy in bed with you. But if you start a long-term relationship with them, you see that sex is a very disconnected action. You will start seeing that sex is very disconnected. It's like having sex with a robot. The reasons why this happens is because narcissists view people as objects. And at the beginning, you are an object that is brand new. So they will put a lot more effort and they will put a lot more passion into it. Why? Because they need to get control over you. And you are giving them fuel because you are really into them. You might be making the right noises, saying the right things to this narcissist because you don't know them sexually that much or even personally. So they feel great themselves about it as much as you do. But control and fuel is the main aims of a narcissist in all areas of life. And obviously sex is one of them. And I'm basing this in some conversations that I have with this guy, the narcissist in my life. And he used to say to me many times that sex was not important. Sex was just a way of stroking his ego, especially when he was in his bachelor or fuckboy days. He used to say that, in fact, it's quite a funny anecdote, but I think about the third time we met or something like that, very, very at the beginning of our getting to know each other, he asked me how many people I slept with. And I found that it was a really weird question. No one had ever asked me that before. And he said, because I have a lucky strike and I've been sleeping with a lot of women lately. And I just found, whoa, what the fuck is this about? So I asked him, why do you think this was a while after that when we were already in a relationship? Why did you want to sleep with so many women? By then I had noticed already that sex was really robotic. And he said, well, all women feel the same. So, it's just numbers now. And I was just like, that must mean that you have a lot of insecurities. He didn't really reply to that. But what it made it clear to me is that for a person that sex feels the same with every single person, it means that they're not actually emotionally connecting. There is no love. There is just a means to an end. There is just the action of having sex, not making love, but just fucking basically. It felt very much at the time that when we had sex, I felt I was an object because there would be no kisses, there will be no cuddles, there will be no lingering in bed, just relaxing after the act. It will be just the fact of getting up and getting out of the room, like if nothing had happened. And also, some narcissists will request sex during the day at random times, just when they feel that they need to fulfill that need, when they need to explode. They don't consider you. They only consider the fact that they want to get this over and done because of their sexual needs. And they use sex to weaponize they sex grenade you, especially at the beginning when they want to gather control over you. They might blow your mind away. It might be the best sex that you had for a long time at the beginning of the relationship, because they need to ensure, as I said many times now, that you get hooked, you get really into them. You fulfill their needs by fulfilling yours as well at the same time. So if you happen to be in a relationship with a narcissist whose main aim is getting sexual validation, you might be dealing with a sexual or a somatic narcissist, which was my case. This guy has an amazing body, he's very attractive. So obviously, he validates himself through sex, because to a narcissist, besides control and fuel, is also validation. If you sleep with me, it's because you really fancy me, because I am that prize that you want and I'm gonna give it to you. But I will also use this to control you and punish you. So narcissists, as I mentioned, weaponize sex is the biggest weapon in their arsenal. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist and they want to punish you, the most effective way to punish you will be using sex. They will either completely stop, or they will ration it, or they will just give it to you when you have given them some sort of validation. They might have had a great day at work, or something might have gone really well for them, so that day they might give you the sex. Why? Because they feel good about themselves. So they will use your body as a toy to satisfy their needs. And if you start calling them out for whatever shitty behaviors they are displaying, they will use sex as your punishment. You might be on a drought of sex for a long time, because they know that you want it, because at least if you have sex, it means that there is some sort of real connection there. The narcissist knows this, so they use it and they think, well, if I want to keep this person in my harem, if I want to be in a relationship with this person, obviously sometimes I will have to bend the rules. So if they feel that you are sort of removing yourself slowly and drifting away, they will use the sex to bring you back in, to reel you back into the toxic kind of cycle. So yes, sex is a weapon. They sex grenade you when they are idolizing you, because they feel good about themselves and they almost think that they are fucking themselves. And funnily enough, I used to say to this guy, the somatic narcissist, that if he could, he would fuck himself. He used to look in the mirror and you could really see that he was fancying him so much. It used to make me cringe. I actually captured him once. I recorded a video when he was looking at himself in the mirror, and you could see the faces that he was pulling. I was just like, you never look at me that way, the way you look at yourself. So this is how fucked up these people are. They are so insecure, but at the same time, their narcissism, which is a self-defense mechanism, dictates that they need to behave this way. And another thing that narcissists do to control you is making you feel bad about yourself. So if they stop having sex with you, or they withdraw it, or they ration it, you automatically start thinking that it's your fault, because you have had sex with this person regularly, and now they stop wanting to have sex with you. So you, like I did, probably think, oh shit, maybe it's because I'm not attractive, or maybe I did something wrong, or maybe they have someone better that they fancy. And a lot of times, yes, they do. A lot of time they already have another person in their roster. They already have another person heating up in the oven to cook them and eat them. This means that they devalue you and they are starting to idolize the other person. So the sexual needs are met through another person, not you. They might not actually be physically having sex with them, but they might be sexting, or they might be watching porn. Because don't forget, as I said, narcissists watch more porn than the average, just because they don't need to emotionally connect with that. So porn is a way to meet their needs. And that's it. You are a sex toy, as I mentioned already. So watching porn is a way of just like meeting their needs. They don't need, as soon as you give them some sort of fuel, as soon as they think that you are under control, they don't think that they need to reward you with sex. Sex is just a way to keep you in. Sex is just a way to control you. And I would say as well that narcissists feel disgusted by sex. Because obviously, if they're not connecting emotionally with you and they are doing things that are fantasies in their head, when they finish doing these things, they may actually feel disgusted by the act. I did ask him the question, would you actually want to replicate what you see in porn in actual life? And he said, no, that's disgusting. And I said, so why do you watch it? Well, it's just a way to, a way to ejaculate. And I'm like, but if you wouldn't be willing to put that into practice in real life, how do you find that sexually arousing? How do you watch it if you're not feeling that you could replicate that? No answer. So yeah, they objectify you, they control you, and they get fuel from you. That's all it is. If you're looking for an emotional connection with a narcissist while having sex, you might as well stop now, because you're not going to find it, and they're incapable of doing it. And it feels like you're fucking with a robot, looking at their faces like going up and down. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Women too, sexual narcissist females do exactly the same, even worse than male narcissists. A female narcissist will use sex continuously to manipulate a guy. Women are a bit more about connection, and they can replicate this connection, female narcissists. But you know pretty much that you're having sex with a sex doll eventually. So yeah, I don't think I need to go any further into this. The only reason and how they view sex is as a way to control and to satisfy their needs. Nothing else really. So if you are in a relationship with someone like this and you cannot get out of this situation, you need to come to the realization that unless they really, really, really want to, and they become self-aware, because most narcissists don't even know that they are narcissists. And a lot of people do not know that they are in a relationship with a narcissist. I didn't until I started doing research, listening to podcasts, just really talking to other people about relationships and then comparing mine. I'm like, nah, this is not normal. So if you cannot get out of that relationship, try to find another way to satisfy your needs. They might not be sexual needs. At the end of the day, there are other needs that you can meet to make yourself feel happy. So on that note, I just wanted to say thank you if you're still here. And I'm sure you have watched many other videos like this one. And I hope you're getting some value out of it. So until the next video, thank you very much for watching and take care. See you again very soon. Bye.